Hey guys, how's it going? We are back. Real quick before we get into this video, I just want to apologize if my commentary is a little bit off, if I sound a little bit weird. I actually was planning on putting this up yesterday. I had all the clips ready, I just hadn't put the commentary over it. But I've managed to pick up a cold in June. Yeah, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? It's June 3rd, and I have a full-fledged cold. My nose is running, my throat is sore, all that good stuff. So with that said, let's get into the content, and I apologize in advance. Now, I might have mentioned it at the end of the last episode, that would have been episode 18, but I was kind of looking to go towards the recipe for disaster so I could get the best in slot gloves, the Barrows gloves, obviously. I, of course, wouldn't be able to go for it immediately because there's some very difficult bosses in that quest and whatnot. But I did decide that I wanted to start doing some more quests. At this point, I only had like 75 quest points, so there's going to be a lot of quests completed at the beginning of this episode especially. And you can actually see right here, I go and I buy some climbing boots, which are pretty darn good boots, especially because I can't get dragon boots. I'm going to be sticking with these climbing boots basically until I can get the dragon boots. So yeah, it was definitely good to get something that was a temporary best in slot for me, because there's not much better that I can do right now. Obviously, without access to the Grand Exchange, I can't just go buy the dragon boots or rune boots or whatever it may be. But yeah, I'm wrapping up easy quests, you could say, and that would probably be fair, but that's just because I haven't done them. There was a point where I did a bunch of quests that looked easy and gave XP for quests or for skills that I wanted, but then after that point ended, I just kind of started going in alphabetical order and saying, okay, which of these quests can I do? And then it did all of those ones in chronological order, I guess you could call it. Except I don't think quests are released in terms of alphabetical and chronological order tied in together, so that wouldn't make any sense at all. Let's just forget I said anything. But yeah, this is a bit of a spoiler, but I don't actually quest for this entire episode. You guys will be happy to hear. I do start doing some other stuff eventually. I was actually almost planning to do an entirely quest-based episode, but at one point, by the way, you can see here, getting 60 strength, which is pretty cool. There will be a little more strength training later. But I kind of decided a way through that I wasn't going to go straight for whatever you needed for Recipe for Disaster. It's like 200 something quest points, and I was only at like 80 at this point. So I kind of decided, you know what, I'll do 5 quests. By the way, look at that bank loot from that easy clue scroll. I'm going to do 5 quests per episode, and then over the course of the episodes, 10 episodes down the line, that'll be 50 quests done. So it'll kind of add up, and eventually I will be able to go in and finish up Recipe for Disaster and get the best in slot. By the way, clip you're seeing right now was actually recorded while I was streaming, so if you haven't, the link in the description, go follow my Twitch account. Yeah, I was streaming while doing some content that actually ends up in this episode, as you kind of get to see a little bit of a preview for what's going to be in the next episode. And yeah, I get Ava's Attractor, and I want to go for Ava's Accumulator, but I do need 50 range. But on that topic, I am probably going to be going for 50 range pretty darn soon, because I also want to get 80 fletching so I can get a magic short bow. 1, because they look really cool, and 2, I think they're one of the best bows you can get, especially as an Ironman. And especially with the Woodcutting Guild coming out today, which kind of gives you a gauge. I guess I already told you what the date is, so you don't really need a gauge for when I'm recording this. But with the Woodcutting Guild coming out today, it's going to be particularly easy to get my levels up for that. Although I am currently only doing maples, as I have 55 fletching, so I think I might still stay in Sears Village because the bank is literally right there. But once I do get to a point where I'm fletching yew bows, I will move over to the Woodcutting Guild because there's some yew trees right outside one. And it's also just a bit of nice scenery. I don't actually know what the new redwood trees do. I imagine you can probably burn them, but I know that there's not any redwood bows, are there? That would be pretty cool, something to go for, very high-end content. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give that a look and see what's up with that. I do definitely like the Woodcutting Guild, though, and I think that was a really good direction for them to kind of take Zaya in and give it something that's actually useful, because previously there wasn't a whole lot to do there except the whole blood rune and the rune essence stuff. I don't even know about it particularly well because I'm an Ironman and I'm not like super MLG to the point where I can do those kinds of things. And as you can see there, I actually managed to hit, I was at 54 fletching, and I thought I had enough, but I needed one more XP point to get to 55, so I had to cut down another log and finally hit 55 fletching so I could make the maple longbow, which is pretty short ways from the yew short bow, so I will be looking to do that pretty darn soon. And as you can see here, I did move over to the experiments, and you might be thinking, well, why are you doing experiments? Your combat stats are pretty decent. Well, I actually kind of wanted to, first off, level them all at 60 so that, I don't know, it just kind of looks nice. I can wear dragon, I can wield dragon, all that kind of stuff. But what big part of it is I wanted to get into the Warriors Guild because I wanted to start getting defenders, actually. And as you can see right there, real quick, I did hit 70 strength. Brings my combined level for attack and strength to 130, so I can get into the Warriors Guild. But going back to what I was saying, I wanted to get the defenders because I never actually got them on my main in the RS2 or RS3 era of the game, so I don't know, that's just something I was kind of interested in. And I figured it was also a good way to get some attack XP. And this is a little bit of a spoiler, but not too much. I did manage to get 5 whole levels of attack before I got the defender I was aiming for. I'm not going to tell you which one that is, but you can probably figure out based on some clues in this episode. Yeah, I did actually manage to get 5 attack levels, so I was pretty pleased with that. And I'm just showing right here the best way, and I think the way that everybody gets tokens is by attacking animated armor. As an Ironman, it's pretty darn easy to get Mithril, and it's level 91, I think. And then you can attack it, you get 25 coins at a time, which is 2.5 minutes per kill. And so, you know, you get I always did an hour at a time because that just seemed like a reasonable thing to do. So it would only take like 15-20 minutes to get an hour's worth of time. As you can see right there, I do manage to get the Rune Defender. It only took me like 2 hours to get all the way to Rune. And you're gonna think I'm bullshitting you. Honestly, going from bronze to iron took the longest. From iron to black was like 3 kills, and the adamant to rune was only like 15 kills. And for some reason, bronze to iron was fucking forever. It was like a whole hour in its own. Actually managed to get an uncut dragonstone here from the crystal key. I guess I didn't really get it from the key, I got it from the chest, but I don't know, that's kind of interesting. I also got I was doing some fishing so I could get some lobsters, because I kind of depleted my stocks while I was doing the defender hunt. And so I got a clue bottle, and I went and found that, and that's probably the best loot we've had, honestly, because we got the 9 law runes in there, so I certainly can't complain about that. That was our 4th clue scroll. And right here, this is the big moment of the episode. You are about to see something that I think is pretty darn cool. And this Cyclops drops, and that Dragon Defender pops up. And at this point, I'd been here for about 3 hours. This guy you see in the frame right here, he just got in there, and I was starting to talk to him. So yeah, shout out to him for being good luck. I'll probably let him know that he's in this episode. That's pretty darn cool, and we did get the Dragon Defender, so that is pretty awesome in my opinion. I'm going to be using that thing for a very, very long time to come, and I really like how it looks. It looks really sleek. It looks really, like I said right there, it looks real pretty, real pretty. So yeah, I'm definitely pleased with that, and as we come to the end of this episode, I would just like to remind you guys to like it, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Episode 20 is actually already in the works, and I'm about a quarter of the way done already. Like I said, this has been done for a while. I've just been too sick to post it, and I've been recording since then. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and we will be back.